I grew up in Belarus, which is one of the countries with the highest alcohol consumption rates in the world. Perhaps this podcast will help you reconsider your relationship with alcohol. I do not encourage you to change your life and live it the way I do. I'll tell you about my decision and how alcohol has affected my life and how it has changed after more than 7 months without it. How did I decide to record this podcast? Why did I decide to share my problem and how I resolved it? I haven't been drinking for over 7 months. And I feel improvements in the quality of my sleep, the stability of my emotional state, and a qualitative improvement in my perception of life. I have bad genes. I realized this at the age of 33, later than I should have, but better late than never. I still have days when I feel like buying a bottle of my favorite chilled white wine and drink the whole bottle. But behind that thought, a more conscious question follows. What's going on with you, Julia? How do you feel? I started a dialogue with myself, realizing that I'm under immense stress, strained, very tired, or that I have been lacking joyful moments throughout the day. Tolerance for alcohol consumption. Alcohol has become irreplaceable in many people's lives. We give alcohol as gifts. We watch movies where ladies have a glass of something in a bar and gossip, like in the TV show Sex and the City. And now, think about how much alcohol you see in the movies, TV shows, and even on social media. When I stopped drinking, I started paying more attention to it. I was also like that, and I enjoyed drinking. Honestly, I still miss alcohol. I could spend time with myself and with alcohol, and I didn't need anything else. It was a kind of romance with myself, but with alcohol. It was my best friend. Okay, even if we don't look at social media and television, just look around at other families, and we can see how alcohol is present from childhood. Let me give you an example from my own family. I grew up in an ordinary family of military personnel and teachers. However, as a child, I witnessed examples of alcohol-related problems in my own family. My grandfather died due to the consequences of alcoholism. My mother's brother nearly ruined his life, but has been sober for over 10 years now. Unfortunately, my biological father has an unhealthy relationship with alcohol. I have seen how much other people close to me can drink, but I meet more passionate alcohol enthusiasts more often. And I'm not afraid to talk about it now, and I'm not ashamed. I didn't choose to be born into such a family. I'm only now choosing how to live, and I can only now observe, think, and reflect. I'm not pushing you to make immediate decisions right now, but simply to analyze the role alcohol plays in your life and the lives of your loved ones and friends. Since I've just started my journey of abstaining from alcohol, I want to analyze on my own in which situations I feel the urge to drink and why, what I'm feeling, what is happening to me, and what do I want to solve with the help of alcohol. For example, I used to have at least a couple of glasses of wine on dates. I felt certain tightness, awkwardness, self-esteem issues, and lack of self-confidence. Trace in which situations alcohol serves as your assistant. My task today is to share with you some facts that I started studying as soon as I quit drinking alcohol. I hope this information will help someone among you or your loved ones with whom you share this podcast. How does alcohol harm our brain and our bodies as a whole? Arguing that alcohol is a poison and an addictive drug seems unnecessary to me. Alcohol is not just a poison, it is a neurotoxic poison. It literally poisons our brain. Physically, it may feel lighter, relaxation sets in, and you may feel uplifted. But from the brain's perspective, there is a destruction in the serotonin dopamine mechanism when alcohol is concise or shame you. After all, I have gone through all these stages myself. I understand what happens to a person who is caught in learned habits. That's why it's crucial to me that this information is not radical or overwhelming for you. I stand for evolution. If you share your feelings in the comments after listening to this podcast, I would be very grateful. And if someone makes a conscious decision not to drink alcohol and shares their well-being after 3 or 4 months, just like I did, I will be very happy for you. So how did I realize that I had problems with alcohol? It happened in the summer of 2022. I'm very passionate about listening to podcasts and watching educational videos on YouTube. On that day, I was listening to one psychologist and came across her video about the stages of alcohol dependency. The very last moment I realized I have problems when I woke up in the middle of the night on the floor with a bottle of wine, drunk and high after smoking weed after drinking. The very next day, I woke up feeling very guilty. Did I stop drinking after that? Hell no, I started drinking in the morning. I was already drunk at 11 a.m., happily listening to Amy Winehouse, looking at my screen phone at Mac Miller, telling him that I remember what happened to him and I'm not gonna end up like him. But I was on my way to become him one day. Can there be healthy alcohol consumption? Undoubtedly, yes. I truly envy those individuals who can drink properly and moderately. However, the key difference is that they can sincerely and effortlessly go for a long time without drinking. This doesn't apply to me, which is why one of my requests during my initial sessions with my psychologist in December 2022 was to learn to drink infrequently, only 1 or 2 glasses, and to learn self-control. After several sessions, my therapist realized that this wasn't my case, drinking occasionally and in small amounts. She gave me a choice. Either I quit drinking altogether or I become a heavy drinker. So what do you think? Which choice did I make? And what choice will you make?